Good afternoon, flight sim fans. Oh, we're back to a European flight, and we're bringing the Spanish fans into London for their big semi-final game this evening against Italy. We can chat a little bit about more about that as we head along. As you can see, we're in Madrid, Barajas. Is that even the name of this airport anymore? It's got a fancy name now, hasn't it? Named after somebody famous, I'm presuming. Good morning, Nick and Kyle Ellery. Kyle, good afternoon, my friend. Thank you so much for the donation. We've not even boarded yet, and donations have started. That's really very, very kind of you, Kyle. LG Lambs, Nishad, XD, Genu, Louis Aviation, Joshua as well, Duke 55, and Danny Ferret. Good to see you all. Rockstar NG, I'm very well, thank you. Now, I don't have too much time for today's flight. We really need to crack on. So let's go ahead and start getting set up, shall we? Operational flight plan. Let's go and get that for you guys in the chat. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to post that in there just now, because of course we are also streaming to Facebook and we are on Twitch as well. So there is the operational flight plan now available for you guys to see. I've also got the Navigraph charts all set up as well. Lovely. Let's get on board and start setting this baby up. The weather, well, that looks grey and dull, doesn't it? I can't say it's going to be. I can't promise it's going to be any better in London Heathrow. I've not checked that out just yet, but we'll start to get set in a minute. Do you know what I shall do? Let me just. I should have done this before I loaded the aircraft in, but let me just. Oh no, not that. I was just going to defuel the plane a little bit before we started throwing any fuel into it. There we go. Right, so excuse me, my beautiful cabin crew has just brought me dinner, and it was in the way of the side stick. I don't want to get mayonnaise on that. Let's just bring this information in. Dark Fury, bonjour. Bonjour, do you mean hola? There we go. That's all well and good. There's a QNH 1016. Beautiful. Let's have a look at that operational flight plan then, shall we? So weather in London today, that's current, fuel cumulonimbus clouds, recent rain, no significant changes. It could be quite busy coming into London. I imagine Heathrow is going to be a popular destination today, so we may have to plan for a couple of holds. Zero Cat, good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. What's the date today? It is the 6th, so between 12 and 18, yeah, gusting. Visibility should still remain good. Small chance of those gusts getting a little bit stronger with lower visibility as well. So we need to be aware. Potential holds, potential rain clouds, but they shouldn't stop us. But yeah, I am going to envisage quite a bit of traffic coming into London Heathrow today. Kyle, you are so kind, Kyle. Stick with us and we'll hopefully entertain you on the flight today as we fly from Madrid to London Heathrow. Thank you again, Kyle, for your very nice and kind donation there. Right, I'm going to load 6 point. If we take on board about 6.5 tons should do us, I think, shouldn't it? Yeah, if we take 6.5 tons on board, then that is going to be basically we'll have around an extra ton on board in total, including the contingency. So all of that is good. Let's go to the fuel page then, and it's alright, I'm just making notes as we go. So we'll go to the fuel, and wow, that's empty. Let's load up 6.5 tons. It was 6.5 tons I just briefed, wasn't it? There we go, 6.5 tons, real time. There we go. Right, fueling is underway. The ground power unit is also flashing down below. Battery voltage looks good. Let's get those both turned on. And let's connect the external power. Crew supply, ground control, CRV test. There it is. And ideas. 1, 2, 3. Nav lights, no smoking, emergency signs, and we'll do the engine fire check. Engine 1, engine 2, and of course the APU. PC Aviation. Good afternoon. Right, that's now all set up. We can obviously leave the engines, the fuels pumps off whilst we defuel. And Zero Cath, thank you very much for your very early donation. So many early donations coming in. Big appreciation to all of you guys. Mark, is the mouse not showing? Let me sort that. You guys must tell me when that's not on, because I know you obviously want to see what it is I'm clicking away at. Right. So that should now be fixed. You should now be able to see the mouse sorting around. That's now all set and turned on, and we're all done. Let's come down, get the center all set up, and 1016. That took a little longer than normal to rectify itself, didn't it? Anti-skid is on. Let's come down to the pedestal, and we also want to start telling those people to start boarding as well. Switching panel looks good. Turn the econs up while I'm down here. Thrust levers, etc. all looks fine. Let's get the transponder turned on. Spoilers, flaps, parking brake all set. Flight deck door is currently open. That's all right. So let's start getting the people on board, shall we? Where is my self-loading cargo? Let's start that flight.
Cabin crew, we're happy to get going now. So as soon as you're ready, open the doors and start letting passengers on board.
PC Aviation Heathrow was part of the deluxe version of the flight simulator. There was 3 versions, wasn't there? I did go for the deluxe version just because of the extra airports, not because of the Dreamliner. I don't fly the Dreamliner, but I did like the idea of all the extra airports in case I ever decided to visit them. So that's we do have a handcrafted London Heathrow, just as we have a handcrafted Madrid right here, which is looking very nice and neat, isn't it? Let's get those doors open then, self-loading cargo, and then we're going to start getting people on on board. Where have the stairs disappeared to? Come back. There we go. That's all done. And we can now check that our alignment is fine. Ecam status looks good as well. Time to set up the flight management guidance system. And Kyle, you're on the Discord. Fantastic. You'll obviously see me battering around on there. And the Discord is a great community of people. If you're not on the Discord yet, people, please do join those. It is really very helpful for everyone, including me at times, particularly when it comes to technical matters of the PC variety. So once again, Carl, thank you very much for your contribution to the stream. We're now going to set up the McDo by going to the AOC menu and get the information from SimBrief. So we'll pull that through. I think there's a freeware version of Heathrow. It's the same guy that did the wonderful VATSIM, the wonderful Gatwick, is also looking to do a Heathrow. I don't know if that's out yet. 1 hour 42 minutes our flight time today, and we're still refueling. That's okay.
Speedbird 45 Echo Mike, push and start, stand 556 Madrid.
Speedbird 45 Echo Mike. I believe that is actually a real world call sign. I did look at using that call sign for this flight. Sadly, it was already taken, and now we know by who. That's all done. Let's go to our performance, weights and balance, and payload 160 passengers. 0 fuel weight is 57.6. That's correct. And let's go over to check we can get that loaded in. It's alright, I've got something on my screen here which you guys can't see, but it was in my way. There we go, I've got rid of it. Onto the zero fuel weight, let's pop that in. And we can then start to get that loaded. Not quite sure what's happening with the main doors here, why the main doors keep opening and closing. We may just board all the passengers instantly if self-loading cargo is going to faff around. And let's load that. There we go. Passengers are now all on board. Fantastic. Okay, so to the data page and aircraft status, it's the LEAP engines, valid AIRAC cycle onto the init A page, init request. Let's get our route from headquarters, and our call sign today is Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike. Our alternate today is London Gatwick, Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. Cost index of 5, that's even less than EasyJet. Cruise altitude 340, temperature minus 45. Let's just go with that. And that's all now set. Tropopause 34,000. Oh, there's a big difference there. So the operational flight plan is actually closer to 42,000 feet. So let's go ahead and update that. There we go. Flight plan then. So going to depart today from runway 36 right. That is going to be the RBO2 Romeo departure. RBO2 Romeo and insert. Our arrival then in London Heathrow is runway 27 right at the moment. It could change en route, we always need to be aware of that. And that is going to be the Roxog 1 Hotel. Let's go find that. Roxog 1 Hotel. Is that via Biggin? I'm not sure it is via Biggin actually. I think it's via Ockham. Oh, that's no good. There appears to be ones missing. Let's have a quick look. So where's Ockham then? Right, what we can do is if we come out here, the RS isn't aligned, that'll take a minute. Right, so I'll tell you what, because I need to get going then, I do I do need to, oh hang on, there we go, it's done. Right, in that case, can we just go to plan mode? Let's just put that in for now. Let's insert that. Let's go to the flight plan. Let's scroll through and see what the arrival looks like. Yeah, that's messy, isn't it? So it should be via Ockham straight through and not via Biggin. So let's just go to the arrival page. It's still going to be 27 right, and then the VIA. Let's change the VIA. See if we can find one that looks a little better. Oh, not that one. Let's zoom out a little bit. I can see what we're doing then. Yeah, we're definitely not coming in via Lambourne. I think there's meant to be some here that are actually missing. Look, I don't know if you can see those. So that's again via the wrong one.
Traffic, Speedbird 45 Echo Mike, taxiing runway 36 right.
And that's not the right one. Let's try this last one. Oh, none of those look particularly great, do they? Well, we'll probably get vectored in anyway. So, oh, this is a pain. All of them want to bring us. We should just be able to come. If I select no vias, I don't think that's going to work, is it? Oh no, that's not going to work. I'll tell you what, let me just do a quick check on Navigraph to see what the arrivals should look like. So can we take instead 27 right? Let's have a look at taking the let's have a look at taking the Hazel 1 Hotel instead. So let's go back, erase that. Hazel 1 Hotel. Have I got any other? Oh, that one's still rubbish as well. Right, okay, well, we'll go with what we've got and we'll vector ourselves in. If air traffic controller online, we'll just ask for, vectors. So I'll leave that in as it is, but perhaps not flying that exact route. For fuel planning purposes now, that's in. Ugh, that's a pain. Never mind. So then, let's go and carry on with this. The flight plan now shows 717 miles. Operational flight plan is showing 719 miles. 709 miles. So there's not that much difference at all. Nick, is Ockham missing? Do I need to scroll up for that? Let me just try that. Kyle, short but sweet visit, Kyle. Please do come back and watch the stream later when you've got a bit more time. Thank you very much for stopping by, and you are indeed very, very, very welcome. Let's, yeah, it's just a shame Ockham's missing. Oh well, never mind. In the RadNav today for our departure, let's see if we need to pop anything in the RadNav. I think we're going to be okay. Don't need anything in there. We can put the RBO waypoint in, well, the VOR. RBO, oops. And let's go on to the init B page. 0 fuel weight 57.6, that's correct. There's a 0 fuel weight center of gravity. Pop that in. Our trip wind for today, tailwind of 40. Let's get those fans there in a hurry. Tailwind for 0 and aircraft fuel planning 4.7. We've got 6.4 in there. 6.4. Let the numbers compute. And then for the alternate, we're going to put a ton in there for the alternate. Well, it's got 0, so we definitely need to update that. That gives us an extra 22 minutes of flying time fuel. Wonderful. 39 passengers are remaining. The performance then. Let's have a quick look at the performance check. Let's have a look and pop this in. Transition altitude here is 13,000 feet. Thrust reduction is 2942 and 4942. And engine out acceleration is 294.
Off runway 36 right, Madrid.
All done. Flaps 1 for departure. I'm just going to have a look at that departure again in a moment. See if we can do something about that. Sorry, not the departure. The arrival. Let's go back to that then. So the flight plan 27 right.
Copy, thank you.
On the Hazel 1 Hotel, I'm going to change that. I don't want the Hazel 1 Hotel.
Yeah, I'm approaching 18 right.
The Roxo 1 Hotel. And let's just have another quick look, see if we can do something about
We'll
this.
stop at, we're climbing initially 13,000. We're departing out to the right, so if you're landing 18 right, that should be the other side.
Ah, there we go. Found it. That comes in via Ockham. That's much better. And better for fuel planning. And our distance has been reduced, much closer to what we have on the operational flight plan. Beautiful. So, that's all set. Last few remaining passengers on. Let's do our briefing. Okay, in order to do that, I'm going to have to sign into the Navigraph charts. Aren't I? Such a pain that we have to do this. Just bear with me one moment. Shame I can't do this before the stream. Well, I could do actually if I didn't have it on the on the loading screen, but bear with me 1 second whilst I just pop that in. This should now fire up in a second. And there it is. Oh, not quite sure what's happening with the pinned. Oh, there we go. Drag the window, resize it, and it comes on. So we are doing a noise abatement 1 departure today. We are currently parked Terminal 4 South, parking stand 564. So we're going to push back. We're going to face north. We will then taxi out via Golf 14 and then up onto Mike, and then from Mike we can take Yankee 1 holding point for runway 36 right. That's our taxi. Our departure is rather straightforward, our nav departure. So out we go, right hand turn, and then we track direct to the Robledo. VOR initial climb is 13,000 feet, usual 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Engine out procedures then. If we have a problem after V1 and we have to continue the takeoff at 3,000 feet, we're making a read right turn to Asbin holding point, and we intercept that with a left hold 270. And in order to make sure that happens, because it won't be programmed in here, let me go to the prop page and let's pop that in. ASBIN. There it is, 22 miles away, 130. Takeoff weight, we're below the maximum landing weight, so no issues with coming back to make the safe landing here in Madrid. We're not that heavy, we don't need that much fuel. That is all set. Weather here, well, it's fine. Visibility is okay. The winds are 3303, so they're nice and light, no problems there. Threats to be aware of: we do have a minimum safe altitude of 10,100 feet around this airport as we depart out, so need to be aware of that terrain. Remembering, of course, it's also noise abatement 1 departure, which for me is non-standard. We don't do that too often, so got to be aware of that. And let's then check how many passengers have I got left. Oh, they're all on board. Let's get those doors closed.
Captain, passengers are on board and we're finished setting up. Doors are also now closed.
Great stuff, thank you very much. Sierra 455, lined up for approach on runway 18 tonight.
Okay, so passengers are on board. We'll get the doors closed and armed, and seatbelt signs can come on. APU is now firing up.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go, so please arm the doors and cross-check. Thank you.
And whilst waiting for that APU to fire up, we'll get the tug moving and we'll welcome everybody on board to this flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for flying. This is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I'd like to welcome you on board this Airbus A320neo aircraft. Our flight time today should be as scheduled, and we're not anticipating any delays or any bad weather, so we should have a nice, pleasant, and safe flight for you. In the next few minutes or so,
About 459 taxiing via Echo Alpha 6, November 10, 11, 12, 13, and holding at Yankee 2.
We're nearly finishing loading everything into the aircraft, so we look forward to a safe and pleasant flight with you today, and we thank you for choosing to fly with the Easyjetsimpilot. Thank you.
I think, was that Nick on the giving the taxi instructions? How far away is he parked? That's a long taxi. I think the GPU is still attached. Is it? Oh no, he's disappeared. Oh, that's fair enough. So now he's gone. APU is running. Let's do the before start checklist to the line. So our cockpit preparation. Actually, just a couple of final checks. That's all set. 18 right. Is that not the opposite direction? IRS, nav green, good stuff. So cockpit preparation is all completed. Our signs are on and auto. Adidas 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 6,460 kilograms. Let's check loaded. Balanced.
0476. Start taxi to runway Y. 30 left by Delta and Romeo.
So okay, just listening to those ATC callouts. Flight manager again, system's all set, and altimeter 1016. The flight crew have closed and armed the doors, so let's make our announcement here on VATSIM. Madrid Barajas traffic, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, stand 564, pushing back, facing north. So the beacon light is on, nose wheel steering is disconnected, start the timer running, transponder is, oh, didn't realise that was on there, didn't think that was on when I did the pre-flight checks. Okay, let's start that pushback and we'll get those engines started as well. Release the parking brakes once we've just quickly run through the before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed. ECAM status is fine. Rotating beacon lights are on and mobile phone is not switched off. Parking brake is on and that's about to come off. Parking brake release, closing the flight deck doors. They're now locked and we're pushing back. Let's start engine 1. Engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. Keeping a lookout for any traffic that may be passing from left to right as well. I'll come back to the chat in a few minutes. Obviously, busy part of the flight is this. Don't want to miss anything. And Kamal on Facebook, good afternoon, hope you are well, and Lord Kumi as well on Twitch, great to see you.
Ladies, gentlemen and channel members, on behalf of the crew I ask that you now please direct your attention to the monitors and cabin crew as we review the emergency procedures. There are 6 emergency exits on this A320neo. Please take a minute to locate the one closest to you and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience
Madrid traffic, speed 459 lining up, runway 36 right.
Drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this and pull the strap to tighten it. If you are travelling with children, ensure you put your own mask on first before helping others.
KLM 455 taxiing using taxiway Zulu 4, Zulu Whiskey 2, Whiskey 1, 2, 3 and 4, Delta 5 and Delta 14 to stand 336.
We now ask that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. Whilst we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety procedures and the safety card in front of you. Electronic devices must now be switched off or turned to airplane mode until we instruct you that it is again safe to use them. Our cabin service will commence once we are in flight. If you are a frequent flyer with us, you can now join the channel as a member and take advantage of the extra perks to make your journey with us more enjoyable. Thank you for your attention and we hope you enjoy your flight.
I've made that ultra realistic. What we should have done is done a warp speed taxi, shouldn't we, here in Madrid? end the pushback. The parking brakes are on. Engine number 2 is currently coming up to speed. Just checking that CFG, which is 32.3. Engine number 2 is stabilized. Engine mode, select norm, and APU bleed can come off. Anti-ice not required. APU master now coming off. Spoilers, rudder, flaps 1. Set the trim. What was that? 32.3, wasn't it? That seems quite high. Okay, all set. Let's run our after start checklist. Anti-ice not required. Check the ECAM status.
0476, line up runway 30.
Pitch trim 32.3 and rudder trim is set 0. Pushback is now clear. There he goes. Let's announce our taxi clearance. I believe that's Nick. I can see it disappearing.
And speedbird 459 is airborne, heading north.
Madrid traffic, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, taxi now via Golf 14 Mike to holding point Yankee 1, runway 36 right. Taxi light on, parking brakes off, and whilst I'm down here we'll get those turned on as well. Right, let's see if we can do our best not to get lost. Shouldn't get lost, it's not that far. Okay, flight controls are full left,
0476, taking off runway 36.
full right,
By Zamora.
neutral, full down, full up, and rudder full right, rudder full left, and neutral. Okay, I believe it's the first right just here. And we'll just do our PEDS check as well. So performance check. This is going to be a toga takeoff. QNH hasn't changed. Engine out procedure. Just a reminder that it is a turn at 3,000 feet to Asbin holding point, and we'll hold with a left hold entry of 270 degrees. Departure matches what they got the MDMJC, and stop altitude is 130.
Cabin crew seat for takeoff, please.
Turn the ground control off. Keep forgetting about that. So right turn here. Got traffic there as well. Need to be aware of that because I think he's going to also look like he's flying northbound. So before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight controls are checked, departure briefing is confirmed, flap setting config 1, FMA takeoff data 131 blue, 136 magenta, climb nav blue, 130 or 13,000 feet blue, 1FD2, and toga. Transponder is set, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, electronic flight bag is stowed. I'm sure somebody in the chat will be able to hop onto VATSIM or something, see how many aircraft are actually doing this route today. And how many aircraft are coming into Heathrow from Italy as well for that match. Okay, so let's hold here. This is Yankee 1. And no other traffic that we can see. They don't normally land on this runway anyway, I don't think, so shouldn't need to worry about that. All that traffic looks to be well out of the way now, and we're heading in the opposite direction when we depart. Okay, so let's do check those brake temperatures. They look fine, so let's get the lights on. So strobes and lights, PAX 1, PAX 2 off, transponder and TCAS set. Madrid traffic speedbird 34 Alpha Mike departing runway 36 right to the northeast. Before takeoff checklist, cabin is secured for takeoff, engine mode select is norm, TCAS, TARA, PAX off, anti-ice off. This looks like a bit of gravel. The passengers are screaming because they presume now we're off-road. Oh, it happens sometimes. That's going to dissatisfy them, isn't it? Never mind. A bit of off-road taxi. Now, I'm just looking at that TCAS radar down here. They're on the ground, so that's okay. Okay, all is good. Takeoff. Start the chrono and 50% N1 set. And stable thrust. Takeoff thrust set. Mantoga SRS. V1 rotate,
Positive ring for gear up.
and we shall set climb thrust in a moment. There it is, climb thrust. Thrust climb is set. We'll keep that nose up though. Autopilot 1 is now engaged. Pack 1 coming back on. Give that 10 seconds. We'll engage Pack 2. Keep an eye on that temperature as we're about to come through this cloud layer. Might need anti-ice on depending on how high those clouds go. And there we go. Climb. And with no air traffic control around, let's continue our climb up to, let's go flight level 240 for now. 240, oh, set standard pressure, 240 blue. S speed coming up shortly. What a cloudy day in Madrid. Looks good though, doesn't it, if nothing else. Nice straightforward departure. We're now past S speed. Let's get the flaps up. And spoilers disarmed. Quick check and see that I don't think we're going to have too much worries with turbulence ahead of us. That looks fine. Let's get the cabin crew out of their seats. That looks a bit dark, doesn't it? Should we turn that up? Nick T, I'll answer your question very shortly. Basically, it's because it was a different type of departure, that's why. Noise abatement 1 as opposed to noise abatement 2. There is a tutorial on the channel regarding the two different types, and it's all to do with the thrust reduction and the acceleration altitude. If you want to go ahead and search for that, that will probably explain a little bit more about the two different kinds of departures that we can do. Coming up on 10,000 feet. Get those lights out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll shortly begin our cabin service as we continue to climb to our cruising altitude. You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers and becoming a channel member. Thank you.
And checking the prog page, we can go straight up to our cruise altitude today of flight level 340. Well, that did look a bit bumpy, didn't it? 340 blue, that's all set. These clouds look stunning today, aren't they? What a great departure. Almost as good as Chicago. Not Chicago. Where was it we were going to? Where was it? Where? Fairbanks, wasn't it? Above 10,000 feet, all still looking good. Let's get the seatbelt signs turned off. Cabin is now free to roam around.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Okay, we're nicely on our way, passing flight level 150. I'll come back to the chat in a moment if anyone has any questions which I may have missed. Boy, that looks good. Who was here when we for the departure yesterday out of Fairbanks? What a strange departure that was, seeing the sun set and rise within about half an hour of each other. That was fantastic. Right, so Christian and Colin and Dr. Magic as well. Great to see you and have you on board. Maniwai, it's quite breezy where you are. You're just down the road from Heathrow. Yeah, I saw that on the Meta. Hopefully nothing that's going to hinder our arrival into London in about an hour and a half's time. Nobby 007, you couldn't get the views to work. I think the problem that some people have is they put them in the wrong place. There is a tutorial video. Please do watch that and make sure you don't get confused, because a lot of the folders are named the same within other folders, which can be a problem. It has caused me problems in the past, to be fair. So do check that out, and don't skip bits. Don't rush through that, because sometimes if you're not careful, you'll also find you'll load in and your views will be in the cargo compartment of the aircraft rather than the flight deck if you don't pop it in the right place. There's that anti-ice detector coming on. Let's get that on. Yeah, the temperature's just dropped now, -11, and we're obviously flying through visible moisture. Darren and Dr. Magic. Yeah, it was a really nice departure, wasn't it, yesterday? Really good. So Nobby 007, you put it in the airplanes folder, but which one? There are several airplanes folder, and that's where people can get confused. Dark, did I sort the issue from yesterday? Which issue was that? Unless you responded to somebody else, my bad if that's the case. Zero Car, thanks very much for stopping by. See you very soon. Look forward to seeing you again in on another flight. Or if you're around in about an hour and a half, we shall be coming back into. We shall be coming back down, hopefully on one of Heathrow's runways. Beat 780. I do have a very in-depth video explaining thrust reduction and acceleration, etc. You don't find it on the Simbrief flight plan. It is on the Navigraph aerodrome charts if you have that. Oh, you mean the music issue? Yes and no. Yes and no. We'll have music on in a little while. I just need to be a little bit careful and monitor that. But basically, hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, it shouldn't be an issue any further. So we'll get some music on in a little bit, see what happens. But I did speak to those that licensed the music and said that they are trying to fix things like that within a couple of weeks. Because thanks to you guys supporting the channel, it's all paid up for and licensed, so we want to improve the channel that way, don't we? Nick, when are we going to see the new look tablet computer, because this one looks better? It does, it's nice, but it's not foolproof. Things still go wrong. The Navigraph charts, you still have to log into those, it doesn't remember them. When you go back to the operational flight plan, the zoom and the page is lost. So there's lots of things that obviously could be better, and they don't want to release it until it is done. And I keep saying to a lot of people now, the Navigraph charts, sorry, not the Navigraph charts, but the Fly-by-Wire team who are working on the Navigraph charts and all other aspects of the aircraft, the developers have had to go back to work, and we can't we can't condone them for that, really, can we? They have to go back to work. They have to make a living. They were doing the Fly-by-Wire stuff all in their free time. Free time is now less, which is a good thing because they've gone back to work. So it just means that the development on the A320X has slowed down a little bit, as it has for the Airbus A380. Which is sad, but look at the other side of the coin. Christian, what music issue? Did you not see that? Yeah, basically, YouTube accused us of trying to pirate music yesterday, something like that. Cameron, could we have some heavy metal, a bit of AC/DC? Yeah, that's the kind of music I'm not allowed to play. Well, these aren't the views we want, are they? We want nicer views than this. Look at that. Maybe the weather will get a little bit better as we head further out of Madrid. I mean, that just looks mucky, doesn't it? You could be forgiven for thinking you were flying over Manchester. Nick giving us a PIREP report there, screaming passengers with a strong crosswind. Well, we'll have a look at that. I mean, if we come down and have a look at the operational flight plan, hang on one second. What have we got on the significant weather chart? Oh, hello, what's this? A bit of up-downness going on here. Oh, so actually, from MAPAX we need to go higher up. We need to be aware of that as well. Some of the airways change, don't they, over France airspace. Yeah, look at this. As we get to north of Spain, about 5370, there is a jet stream. We'll be aware of that. We'll be entering that pretty shortly, I'm guessing. So that's worth knowing. Cabin crew are going to spill their teas and coffees. So we're now just passing flight level 280. And I can see, just looking out the window now, it's starting to get a little bit bumpy, a little bit edgy. That's what Nick was talking about. But very realistic once again. Danny, some old bangers would be nostalgic. Well, I don't think you could be... put a bit of Mozart on. How would that just end the channel? Cholty, thank you very much, Cholty, for your $4.99 donation there. And Cholty, great supporter of the channel. Good to have you on board. Hope you're not working too hard today, Cholty. Christian, in your opinion, copyrighted music is all nonsense on video platforms since everyone can listen to anything at any time, but that's just your 2 cents. I think, Christian, what the problem is look at it the other way. If I was to broadcast some copyrighted music, I'm not listening to it personally, am I? I'm performing it, or well, I'm not performing it, but I would be playing it out to, let's have a quick look, around 80 different people. So there would be royalties to the composers, producers, etc., being paid out by me for streaming it on, say, Spotify, for example. Once, when in actual fact that royalty should be paid out 80 times because it's been played to 80 people. So you're quite right, anyone can listen to it as and when, as long as they paid for it. So that's where it all comes in. Get to the chopper. Greetings from Gelsenkirchen. I'm not even going to try and say that. But greetings to Get to the Chopper. Hope you are well. That sap temperature is starting to drop. Looks like we're coming out of that cloud bank as well. Means we can get rid of the ice pretty soon. Darren, after today, you're not going to be around until Monday. Well, I hope you're doing something nice. Yakovic, yeah, indeed. There was a little bit of wing flex going on. And look, here comes that crosswind that we just looked at on the chart. Thankfully, at this point and stage, it is still slightly behind us, so it's giving us a nice ground speed of 526. And that must be Nick that's in front of us. About 25 miles ahead of us, Nick. And here we are coming up on flight level 340, Mac Alt Star. Just turn the brightness of those screens up a little bit. It was so dark down there, I didn't turn them up to their full potential. A little bit of sideways swagger. There is Alt Cruise, and now we remain at flight level 340 until... Ooh, that's bumpy. Do you know what? We may be experiencing this for some time, so keep an eye on that. I might put the seatbelt signs back on. Maybe I'll do that now. It could be a bumpy ride, folks. That and taxiing over potential gravel. They're not going to like me. ATC? Oh, that's a shame that's not working. Right, okay, something else they need to fix. What's your zone? 13525 is online. 13525.
Identified.
Euro Control, good afternoon, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, flight level 340.
034 Alpha Mike, Euro Control West below, set squawk 0600.
0600 for Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Euro Control, good day. Finnair 1654. 2000 correction. Flight level 290 and climb.
Finnair 1654, Euro Control West below, set squawk 0601.
Look at that wind and the direction of travel compared to our track. Bit of difference between the heading and the track at the moment.
Climbing flight level 380 direct to Napax.
0459, Euro Control West below, set squawk 0602.
0602, 459.
And we do want to request a higher flight level pretty soon, actually. So we're at 340 at the moment, and when we get to Bilbao, we want to try and, if traffic allows us, get up to flight level 380.
Control, good evening. Easy 25 inbound up, flight level 390.
Two stations again, Easy 25 Uniform Kilo Euro West below, identified.
And this is me being lazy. I'm just putting the Bilbao VOR in there, turning that on. And is that the right frequency? 159? How far away are we from that?
There's a 33 Papa Euro Control West below, identified.
BLV?
Either 31 Papa Lima Euro Control West below.
I was just going to pop it in there too. We're only 32 miles away. Not sure why I wasn't picking anything up there. I was just going to leave that so I knew more or less when we were straight over the top of it, flagged it up, and then I could request the climb. About 5 miles before it.
Control West good, approx 6 Whiskey, Yankee 995. It's going to be two stations, Thomas Cook 6 Whiskey, Yankee Euro Control West below, identified. Break the other station, say again. Airbus 145 X-ray level 360. Airbus 145 X-ray Euro Control West below, identified.
Does the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure we have any items, so you're ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
And Nick T, thank you so much for your very, very kind $20 donation. And Nick says thanks so much on the help. And let me try reading that again, Nick. My apologies. Thanks so much for your great helpful support, kindness, and patience. Nick, you are more than welcome. That's why the channel was set up to help people learn more. And in doing so, I've learned so much myself. So it's a fantastic experience. The community that is built as well is just phenomenal, and it's you guys that make it all possible. So big thanks to all of you for that. And Mike Trainer on Facebook, having a problem with the autopilot and the fly-by-wire partway through, it switches off and won't switch us back on again. Is there any chance you're losing airspeed? And Toga is being commanded because you're reaching alpha floor. Autopilot will turn off until that's been rectified. And you're not able to turn it back on either until it's been rectified. So you can tell when Eurocontrol is just switched on because every aircraft in Europe on the West server suddenly needs to make themselves known to him.
Set squawk 0607.
0667, believe you.
I'm going to clear that out of the RadNav page. Oh, these fans. They're getting thrown around something chronic at the moment. We'll see if we can climb above it. Eurocontrol, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, request climb flight level 380.
334 Alpha Mike, climb flight level 380.
380 now for Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, thank you.
Cena 1654, stop, climb flight level 340.
Thrust climb 380 blue.
Cena
Up we go.
1654, stop, climb flight level 340.
Stop and climb flight level 340, Finnair 1654.
Abdul, welcome back. And Superdeal Aviation, hello EasyJet, you like the live streams, thank you. How can I set the weather radar on the 320 and the wing light? When should it be used? Okay, so the wing light is usually used at night just to look for ice and things, don't need to use it in the daytime. And the, what was the other question? The weather radar is turned on down here. So I've got the weather radar on at the moment, but it only shows precipitation. It doesn't show clouds. It only shows you where it's raining, which is true to life, so that's good. If you've got the terrain radar turned on, you won't get any weather radar. It can only display one or the other.
061,
LG Lambs, if you put TCAS on standby, you get a warning. You shall do if your ideas are not aligned. That should go once that's sorted.
Squawk 0614, speedbird 45 Echo Mike. 126 up at 045 Echo Mike identified. And
fly 29023.
Flight 29023, Euro West below identified. Break, Beluga 114 Foxtrot, just confirm the squawk 06.
Beluga, nice.
Apologies, was it 0607 for Beluga 114 Foxtrot? Euro Control, EZ5 to Yankee, rescue flight level 310, inbound to Malta.
EZ5 to Yankee, Euro West below, set squawk 0615.
Squawk 0615 for EZ5 to Yankee.
Go ahead.
I just wanted that climb now up to 380. Abudi, you hope you'll that we'll land with butter. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. As long as we're on the centre line and in the landing zone, that's the most important thing.
Control West, KLM 181, good evening sir. KLM 181, Euro Control West below identified. I need you on an even flight level, able flight level 300 or 320. Continue flight level 310, KLM 181. So KLM 181.
Litchfield, you had a Concorde land at you last night. That's Edinburgh.
So able flight level
Nice.
300, 300, or flight level 320.
It'll be fantastic when we get proper model matching for VATSIM here in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, won't it?
KLM 181, Roger, descent flight level 300.
Descent flight level 300, KLM 181, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. The toilets are now available for use and you are free to stretch your legs in the cabin. We do, however, recommend that whenever you are in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt.
And Alt Cruise again at flight level 380. Right, we'll do a fuel check as well in a moment. Now we've reached that cruise, and just check those SD pages as well. Make sure everything's working as it should. So we've used about two tons of fuel. That's correct, given what we departed with. Bleed air's all fine. Landing elevation is auto. Electric page looks great. Hydraulics 3,000 on each. That's just confirming that fuel. So that's nice to see. APU off. 24 degrees in the cabin.
Current squawk is okay, you are identified.
Doors all closed and armed. Brake temperatures cooling down nicely. All flight control computers are working and systems
for the late call, you are
normal.
identified.
Yakovic06, have you tried on our Discord server? There is a fantastic instruction manual written by Nick in the pilot's briefing room. Have a look at that, see if that will help you out. Interactive Studio, good afternoon to you. Okay guys, I am going to come off the mic just for around 20 minutes or so. I'm going to be back with you after that. I'm not going to be away for very long, but this sandwich is looking at me, and I don't want to eat that on the microphone. So I'm going to leave you with the dulcet tones of ATC and the background music, and I will be with you in the chat room on YouTube just while I eat this sandwich. I'm starting to get hungry, and the sandwich is starting to get warm and stale. So a typical airport sandwich, really. I will be back with you on the microphone as soon as I've finished. Speak to you in the chat room, guys.
Today the control, video 3 to Alpha Yankee. Sunday flight level 380 direct Sagre.
Iberia 3 to Alpha Yankee, your control West below, identified climb flight level 320.
Climb flight level 320, video 3 to Alpha Yankee.
Control West, good afternoon, Easy 225, climbing 360.
Easy 225, your control West below, set squawk 0620 and climb flight level 320.
Set squawk 0620 and climb 320, Easy 225.
And Austrian 9507 identified, thank you. Connect 16 Tango Echo, Euro control West below, set squawk 0621. Connect 16 Tango Echo identified, break wing 68 Lima Juliet identified, break Connect 16 Tango Echo identified, break Easy 225 identified.
And is flight level 36 available for cruise, Easy 212?
Easy 225, just maintain 320 for now, and expect 360 in about 5 minutes.
Roger, maintain 320 and expect 360, Easy 212.
And Easy 225, report your report your indicated airspeed.
290, Easy 212.
Easy 225 on transition, maintain Mark decimal 76.
On transition 72, Easy 225.
225 negative, Mark decimal, well, 75 or please, 75.
75, Easy 225.
Your control West, good afternoon, this is Golf Papa Oscar Whiskey Bravo, flight level 330, climbing flight level 350.
Golf Papa Oscar Whiskey Bravo, Euro control West below, set squawk 0623.
0623, Golf Whiskey Bravo.
Austin 9527, Austin 9507, descent flight level 250. 9527. Easy 225 for now, maintain speed 260 knots until transition.
Your control of Finnair 1654, request flight level 360.
Finnair 1654, climb now for flight level 360.
Climb to flight level 360, thank you, Finnair 1654.
afternoon, Postal 1317 at flight level 370, inbound full 0. Portable 1317, Euro Control Hello, identified, and go. Golf Papa Oscar Whiskey Bravo, contact London Control 126.075, enjoy flight to Arley, bye bye.
126.075, bye bye, thank you, Golf Whiskey Bravo.
Welcome back. Stand by please, Iberia 31 Papa Lima, proceed direct, Mokor, Michael, 2 kilos per Romeo.
Proceed direct, Mokor, Michael.
Speeder at 2865, Euro Control West below, identified. Front 19, correction 1560, leaving my airspace, monitor Unicorn 1 to 2, let's late, enjoy flight to Zagreb, bye bye.
Roger, Unicorn 1 to 2, thanks for the DC, bye bye, Transport 150. Control, Iberia 3 Victor Alpha, we are ready for descent.
Iberia 23 Victor Alpha, correction 33 Victor Alpha, descent flight level 250.
250, Iberia 3 Victor Alpha.
Willing 98 Lima Julius, Willing 98 Lima Julius, descent flight level 250. Send level 250, 98 Lima Julius.
Euro West Control, good afternoon, EasyJet 959, at flight level 330, sorry.
Easy 959, Euro West below, set score 0624.
624, sorry?
0624, 0624.
0624 for Easy 959.
Ulster 9507, proceed direct, Obumu, Oscar Bravo, uniform, Mike uniform.
Direct to Obumu, 9527.
ED225, left heading 350.
10 left heading 350, ED225.
Aero Control, good afternoon, KLM 264.
KLM 2640, Euro West below, identified climb flight level 360.
360 for the 264.
Euro Control, good afternoon, Ryanair 23 Whiskey Delta, flight level 390.
Ryanair 23 Whiskey Delta, Euro West below, set score 0627.
Squawk 0627, Ryanair 23 Whiskey Delta.
Yes, Control, good evening, Ryanair 520 Mike Whiskey, Alpha 430. Ryanair 520 Mike, Euro Control West below, identified.
Euro Control West, good afternoon, Neptune 722, flight level 400.
Two stations, Neptune 7220, Euro Control, correction, Neptune 722, Euro Control West below. Identified, break Alpaca 1 Alpha Tango, Euro West below, set score 0630.
Drop 0630, Alpaca 1 Alpha Tango.
Euro Control, good afternoon, Speedbird 0726 with you, flight level 310.
Stand by. 00726, Sierra Control West below. I don't seem to have a flight plan from you. Just make sure you've got a flight plan filed, please.
Okay.
Euro Control West, Ryanair 35 Romeo Kilo at 10,000 feet, coming for Bordeaux International Airport.
Stand by Iberia 3 Victor Alpha, contact Baracos approach 118.750 through the quarter de Casio, adios. 118.750. Altitude 9507, contact Palma Control 119.4, enjoy landing, bye bye.
19.4, thanks for your service, ciao, adios, service.
Adios. And Iberia 312 for Yankee, just confirm your final requested level.
Yankee, we are 370
No negative, calling Iberia 3 to Alpha Yankee, calling Iberia 3 to Alpha Yankee.
Iberia 3 to Alpha Yankee, yes, sure, service.
3 to Alpha Yankee, confirm your final requested level.
Final request 380, that will be dispatchable, Iberia 3 to Alpha Yankee.
3 to Alpha Yankee, roger, climb flight level 380.
380.
Easy to
You're
climb,
flying Alpha Charlie, climb flight level 330 to Zama, flight level 330.
Zero, coaching Easy 225, climb flight level 360, no ATC speed restrictions.
Climb flight level 360 and no speed restrictions, easy first.
Station calling Sega. Station calling Sega.
KLM 2640, would be possible to fly direct to Fausto intersection?
18 Lima Juliet, reconsider descent. Winning 98 Lima Juliet, descent flight level 250, 250. 250, winning, KLM 24, direction 2640, proceed direct Okabe, off the Kilo Alpha Bravo, India.
Direct Okabe, 2640. Air Patrol, good day, 49 Alpha Charlie, climbing flight level 330, climb flight level 330, Zam Alpha.
Oh, well, that sandwich went down to treat. Thank you guys for bearing with me while I had my dinner. Cholty, how upset would your wife be if you sent us a picture on the Discord server? I bet that is quite humorous to watch. Is she running into walls and tripping over sofas?
It's 7260, roger, you are identified.
Looking forward to the arrival into London Heathrow. It's not actually an airport that I land that often at, to be fair. Obviously, flying Easyjet routes, London Gatwick, Stansted.
0631 going in the box right now.
But not Heathrow, going in the box. I don't think I've ever heard that on the radio in real life.
Center 2 Papa Mike, correction 4 Papa Mike, Euro West below, identified, climb flight level 350.
Papa Mike, 73.
Easy 225, resume navigation, direct to Godan, Golf Oscar Delta Alpha November.
Direct Godan, easy traffic.
Nick, was it an M&S sandwich? No. No, it wasn't.
Shamrock 440, flight level 330.
Shamrock 440, Euro Control West below, identified, able, flight level 350, by any chance?
Don't know if any of you guys heard that. I think a child has just wandered into the cockpit.
Shamrock 440, climb flight level 350.
Quickly removed by said cabin crew.
And any chance we can go away for that 10 minutes?
Approved, well done.
Thank you, we're starting the climb now.
Thank you.
Right, shall we see how this fuel and time check is going? Where are we? We're just passing DSAB and we've got 3.8 tons in. So we should have around 4.1, 4.2 showing. Oh, that's interesting.
49 Alpha Charlie, maintain 320 for now, I'll give you 33 in about 1 minute.
Oh, I thought we'd taken about a ton extra. What did we load?
Airbus 145 X-ray, contact London Control 129, picture 1.
6.5 tons we went out with, which is around about maybe 900 kilograms extra. Disab, is that what we've just flown over? Yeah, we've just flown over Disab. So we should have about 3 should have about 4 tons left. Oh, we appear to have burnt quite a bit more.
We're actually leaving Master shortly. You can monitor Unicom 1 to 2 escalating.
Is that right? Is my math adding up?
Thanks for excellent.
I'm going to have to double check this now. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we took 6.5 tons, which is 500.
609 Bravo, Euro Control West below, set score 0632, 5 level 300.
This up here. Well, we're not near the company normal reserve, so we're okay at the moment. We'll best keep an eye on that. Captain, call sign is Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike. It should be at the top of the screen, unless I forgot to pop it in.
Hello, Control, good afternoon. It's Ryanair 18 Uniform Mike with you.
Aggie, do we have any recommendations for freeway ground textures? I think hasn't Rex brought out some airport textures? I don't know about ground textures though. I don't have a problem with any of them. LG Lounge, you're on my left. Where? Do I need to wave to you? You're not an F-14 fighter, are you? Giving us an escort.
18 Uniform November, that's fine. You can leave the cockpit and you can report when you're back.
Have I got you on TCAS? Is this you? About 2000. Are you at flight level 360? If so, that could be you. Don't think we can see you. It's far too bright out there in the Spanish sky. Although actually I think we're in France territory now, aren't we?
KLM 181 out of the cockpit 15 minutes, please. I am about to have lunch, please.
Yonder, you flew a trip with FlyByWire yesterday. Has changed since last time you touched it, and you got stuck with the TCAS standby. Did you turn it on? Is number one. So TCAS is turned on just down here. Make sure you turn that all the way off. TCAS standby. If I turn it to there, that's TCAS standby. Ooh, I get a little dink as well. No, 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 no. You're flying. You need TCAS on, so you need to turn it all the way around to TARA. That should be then done, and that's fine. It's quite chilled out music, isn't it, today? So if you look at the VFR map on the top right, you can see that we're heading over the English Channel, over the Isle of Wight, and then we come heading northeast via Ockham, coming around, expecting an arrival on 27 right. What we can do whilst we're in flight, let's have a quick look and see. Let's have a look at some weather and see if we can get an ATIS for London Heathrow. Send that off. So we're planned 27 right. Nick, did you say they're now back to using dual runways as traffic's starting to increase? That is good news. That is very good news. Kevin, thank you for the like on Facebook. So, Michael, what you should have is ignore all, set it to above before you depart, and then below once you are in cruise, and it should work exactly as required. Let's check that company message. Oh, there's no controllers working Heathrow at the moment. That's a shame. What we can do instead, of course, is jump on to Flight Radar 24
Eurowest, good afternoon,
and see where are they landing in the real world.
Flight level 247, flight level 3.
Actually, they might be using 27 left. I've got a TAP Air Portugal flight just coming in from Lisbon, and prior to that a Singapore Airlines has just landed. Right, we need to change. 27 left is in use. Darren, good to have you back.
Austrian 4 Bravo Juliet, Eurocontrol West, hello, set score 0635, climb flight level 370.
I imagine it's still going to be the same arrival, isn't it? Is there a Roxo 1 hotel still in there for 27 left? Yeah, it is. Still the Roxo 1 hotel for 27 left, so if we close that down, I just don't want to mess this approach up now we've got it in there, because we had to faff around with it a little bit. It was missing to begin with, wasn't it? So let me just scroll through here. And we're going to just change that to an arrival ILS 27 left, and that is not approaching via Biggin, via Ockham. There we go, insert. And just check where we're headed towards now. Are we going back towards our correct waypoint? Let me pull that heading book because I'm not convinced it is, and air traffic controller will shout at me if not. We should be going to... I can't even read that because of the... there we go. We should be going back to Norby. There it is.
Mechanics 16 Tango Echo, descend flight level 250.
Sometimes when you change the approach, daft things happens. There we go, back in nav mode, back on track. We'll just pull that, pop it into heading mode, pop that into nav mode again, and then we get the solid green line. All done. Colin Evans, this is the FlyByWire A320 mod. Gamer, I don't know how you get the 747. Do you mean is it the salty mod, something like that? I've really not looked into that, just because it's, well, it's a Boeing aircraft, and I can't fly Boeing aircrafts. Not correctly, anyway.
Channel 440 Pacific, Madrid, Mike Alpha Delta India Victor.
Ladies and gentlemen, cabin crew will be around shortly to commence off meal and snack service. Please ensure that all tray tables are in the downward position. To assist our cabin crew...
Standby, British Channel 440 Pacific, Mocket, Mike Alpha Kilo India Papa.
The food and snacks menu can be found
direct to Mike
Oscar,
Oscar,
there is also a
direct
selection
point.
of food and healthy snacks.
Negative, 2472, it's not for you, just stand by please. Break, Channel 440, you're away.
We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Easy 249 Alpha Charlie, you're away.
Easy 49 Alpha Charlie.
So, were you the one calling for the direct?
Nathan.
Sorry, my apologies, Easy 49 Alpha Charlie, proceed direct Deputy.
Direct Deputy, Easy 49 Alpha Charlie.
Eurocontrol, good evening, this is Speedbird 2781, climbing to 340.
So Nick, yeah, they've done that for a while, haven't they? Always swap the runways at 3 PM, so they don't annoy the neighbours too much. But they've been down to single use for so long as well, so we could probably have predicted that that's what they were going to do. But that's all in now and sorted in the box, so we're happy.
Connect 16 Tango Echo Pacific, Baboom, descend flight level 200.
It's quite a nice flight, this, isn't it? It's not too long, not too short. We've got plenty of time just to chill at cruise. And what have we got in terms of air traffic control coming up? London West is online. I'm not sure if they control Heathrow, to be honest. Don't think they do. We may be on our own for that. So guys, whilst we're in the cruise, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, if you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate that. Makes a massive difference to the channel. What does it say?
D959, contact Lisbon.
One small click for man, one giant leap for the channel.
Contact Lisbon on the, oh, yeah, hold on.
Oh, pilot's having issues.
Yeah, contact Lisbon on 125.550 easy 959.
Runway 18 uniform November, you in cockpit. Easy 52 Yankee, contact Lisbon 125.5.
Every time I hear an EasyJet call sign, my ears prick up. I need to remember I'm not EasyJet today. So let's talk football, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight it is of course Spain and Italy. Who's going to win? Type your answer in. I want to know what the consensus is. I'm not sure I can call this one. Italy have done so well this contest. I know Spain are unplayable on their day, aren't they? They really are. But Italy were just scoring for fun in the group games, weren't they? So who's it going to be? Italy or Spain? Tough choice. So Nick, you're going with Spain. Matt P, Spain, but on penalties. Oh, like the little caveat there. Colan, Italia. LG Lambs, which terminal will I park? We're Spearbird, so we're Terminal 5. Dark, you're also going for Spain, and SCM, you wish Germany won. Well, I'm glad they didn't, because they would have had to knock England out. LG Lambs, you're also going for Italy. I think we're going to get... I think if... how many people are watching at the moment? We've got about 74 people watching at the minute. I think if you did a straw poll and all of you entered, I reckon it'd be about 50-50. But I find it too hard to call. I don't think penalties is a bad shout. It gets to this stage of the contest and each team is scared of making a mistake. And arguably, the two teams are rather equally matched, where you would look at tomorrow's semi-final with England and Denmark, and on paper you think, well, England have got a much easier route, haven't they? Oh, there's a few people now suggesting Italy. I think Italy may have got the winning vote at the moment. Jake Lewis, good morning. Hope you are well. We'll start looking at this descent in a little bit. We're obviously over the northwest coast of France at the minute. Well, I say the coast. The northwest tip of France coming up shortly.
Channel 16 Tango Echo, contact Palmer Control 119 at decimal 4. Enjoy landing in Palmer. Bye bye.
So, where's the Navigraph charts? So, Hazel, we need to be at flight level 130 coming into Hazel. We're now coming in on 27 left. It's still going to be the Roxog 1 hotel arrival. And then flight level 70 at Ockham.
0640, Tomjet 7166.
Transition level set by air traffic control. Air traffic control not online, so we use the transition altitude 6,000 feet. Platform altitude is about 3,000. Oh, it's 2,500 feet here. I thought it was 3,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude as we're coming in is 2,100 feet. I'll plan for Cat 1, which is 278 decision altitude. Missed approach is 3,000 feet. ILS frequency 110.3 and elevation of the runway 78. Jake, that's a long hauled stream. I think the longest we've actually streamed for is about 7.5 hours. I think that's when we went down to St. Martin from JFK, somewhere like that. And I forget who it was flying with us that just went off the end of the runway into the Caribbean. Oh, if you've not seen that video, go and check that out.
And after the 33 Papa leaving airspace, monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8, enjoy flight to Tenerife South. Bye bye.
So Hazel 130, Ockham 70.
Negative.
Do not proceed beyond Ockham without clearance. Sadly, I don't think.
Austrian 4 Bravo Juliet leaving airspace as well. Monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8, enjoy flight to Vienna. Bye bye.
I don't think ATC will be online. If they are, that's great. We'll get vectors in, but otherwise, never mind. We'll vector ourselves in. So we'll get some weather.
Fuel control, good day. Ryanair 3683, flight level 210 inbound, Sevilla.
And we'll work out when we're going to start descending. So if we pop Hazel in to here, we are currently 173 miles away. Oh, an Alpine call sign. I've not heard one of those for a while. So we're currently at flight level 380, and we need to lose 25,000 feet. So that's we've got a tailwind as well, 75 miles away. We probably want to start that with that tailwind. Probably not much later than about 90 miles.
Renee 7 Whiskey Tango descend, flight level 250. Descend 250, runner 7 Whiskey Tango.
Let's get that weather report in.
Tourist control, good evening. Air Portugal 7, Juliet Kilo, passing 240, flight 310.
Nick, yeah, I've seen that. I've got that on the other screen. I've got Navigraph open on 2 screens at the moment.
Climb 330, Air Portugal 7, Juliet Kilo.
Ryanair 9 Bravo Mike approved, report back.
Check that RadNav page. 109.5. That's not the right frequency, is it? What's the right frequency? Should be 27. Ah, I was looking at the wrong chart. That probably is the right frequency. Let's try 27 left, shall we?
Charlie Alpha, contact Lisboa 125.55.
109.5 is the right frequency. And that is in there.
Unicom 122 decimal 8, enjoy landing in Menorca. Bye bye. Unicom 122 decimal 8, telescope 6 Whiskey Yankee, on the return. Bye bye.
Jake, flying from, was that Anchorage to, is that Hong Kong or Singapore? I can't remember.
Alpine 590 in from Mike is back.
let's pop the weather information into here then.
Please report back.
So, current QNH 1002.
One of the Unicom 122 escalating. Enjoy your landing in Heathrow. Bye-bye.
Time to Unicom, Tech 383, goodbye, speedbird 459.
Temperature is 19. Wind 25016. We may just feel that as we're coming in. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. And 277 is our decision altitude. Visibility is still good, so still good for the Cat 1 approach with the runway visual range of 550 meters. But expect a might be a bit of turbulence on the way down with the broken clouds around 4,000 to 5,000 feet and cumulonimbus clouds as well. Could it be thundering by the time we get to the match tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage today of some fantastic savings and offers from our in-flight magazine. This can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. These shopping ideas and gifts offer you tax-free savings with many items not available anywhere else and exclusive to you during your flight today. Our cabin crew will be around shortly to also offer you the chance to purchase airline lottery tickets. There is a chance to win some fantastic prizes including cash and holidays. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
.134 miles away from Hazel currently. I say we're going to start that descent about 90 miles away. Sean, good afternoon. And Colin, you're trying to fly from Anchorage across the Bering Sea to Russia, but the sim crashed twice at the same waypoint. That's odd, isn't it?
0643,
Speedbird 726, ready for descent Geneva.
Speedbird 7260.
Just checking this fuel performance factor +8. And we've just passed Apollo. 2460. Seem to be burning fuel a little faster than I'd anticipated on this flight.
EC225 leaving airspace 1 of the Unicom 122 destination. Enjoy landing in Heathrow. Bye-bye.
Unicom 122 destination, you need to transfer insurance for light.
Loads of aircraft coming into Heathrow today.
Eurocontrol West, KLM 181 on the cockpit.
Welcome back, thank you.
We may just get a view of Jersey down the left-hand side of us as we come in.
Enjoy landing in Barcelona. Bye-bye.
Unicom 122, radar 87, Radar, good afternoon, Tomjet 17 Delta, inbound to Basic, 42 nautical miles.
I wonder if Nick's going to start descending before. I don't know if that is Nick. Flight level 360, he's about 10 miles below me.
Good afternoon, Ryanair 4923, currently inbound to Southport at flight level 350.
Ryanair 4923, Euro Control Hello, recycle transponder, set score 0645.
0645, Ryanair 4923.
Euro Control West, hello, Easy84 Yankee Victor, which is flight level 350, inbound for Bador.
Easy84 Unit Yankee Victor.
LG Lambs, don't worry about it.
Identified.
Heathrow approaches online 119.725, so they'll tell us what they want us to do.
Welcome back. And Shamrock 440, proceed direct, mock it.
Direct mock it for Shamrock 440.
Easy 64 Romeo Mike, Air Control West, hello, set score 0646.
How far ahead of us is that aircraft? I need to be aware of this. It's 10 miles, so we're okay at the moment.
Enjoy landing in Heathrow, bye-bye.
Over to Unicon now, thanks for the ATC service. Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, goodbye.
Speedbird 724, proceed direct.
Runway 30 miles, stop stand on 27 left, descend to altitude 5,000 feet to 2H1002.
Descend 5,000 feet 1003.
So I'm actually currently tuned to Heathrow's ATC, so they're online. We'll just go back on Unicom for the time being. Let's start heading down. We've still got that tailwind, so we need to be aware of that. So, down we go. We're going to descend to flight level 130. Thrust idle, open descent, 130 plane. Mark, the tips that are popping up are from VPilot, so there is a an option to set that in there. So I'll just set the standby to 1001, the local pressure of Heathrow. Weather and landing information is received, FMGC is coded in, landing elevation is confirmed of 78 feet, auto brake not required for the long runway of Heathrow. Arrival briefing we've done. In fact, let me just see, do we have Heathrow knocking around? I just want to check Heathrow's ATIS. Arrival runway 27 right, departure runway 27 left. Oh, okay, we need to go back. Okay, dokies. Go and set that then. So 27 right they're landing on, just to confirm. Arrival runway 27 right. They're doing it the opposite way around to the real world at the minute then. So arrival 27 right. It's still going to be the same star. Just pop that in by Occam insert. Some slight information changes then. We need to ensure the RadNav is now 110.3, which it is, and platform altitude still the same. Landing rates, decision altitude slightly different, is now 278. So let's just go ahead and update that. All is good. Okay, so we're now going to contact ATC. Time to kill the music. 19725. Nick, you've just checked with him. His ATC is wrong. They're using 27 left. Oh, wonderful. Let's change it back.
45 Echo Mike, approximately 13 miles southbound over 27 left, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1002.
Set altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1002, speed 45 Echo Mike.
And then we'll give him a call. Right, okay, that's looking fine.
Did you go from Heathrow, taxi stand 325 via left and Bravo, right Foxtrot, right Hotel.
Stand 325 left Bravo, Foxtrot is not called.
Apologies, go.
Thank you.
Transfer go 04 Mike, turn right heading 180 degrees.
180 degrees 04 Mike.
Approach script, afternoon, DC25, descended 130. Transfer go 04 Mike, speed 180.
Speed 180, passengers on 04 Mike.
Heathrow approach, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, passing flight level 270, inbound Rocksock.
Speedbird 34 Mike, give the director for that. Just give a call back in 10 minutes.
We'll go, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Speedbird direct, Speedbird 459 approaching Hazel, down to flight level 130.
Speedbird 459, keep a director for that. Just give me a call in 5 minutes, thanks.
Roger, we'll give you a call in 5 minutes. Speedbird 459.
Transfer go 04 Mike, turn right heading 240 degrees.
So, probably just called him a little bit too early, but better that, particularly when he's on his own, he's controlling not just the approaches, he will be controlling the airfield itself as well.
45 Echo Mike, turn left heading 360 degrees, speed 180 knots.
Left heading 360 degrees, speed 180 knots, speed 45 Echo Mike.
Our profile is well below, so we can just slow that descent rate down a little bit, so about minus 1,700 feet per minute. Coming down to Hazel. Lewis, could I keep the aircraft in managed speed for a whole descent if I wanted to? Yes, I could. Yeah. But as you put the flaps down, it would slow you down, and as you go flaps 2, you'd probably slow down too much on the approach. Bear in mind we've got traffic behind us as well, so you wouldn't want to do that. If you're on your own, of course, nothing wrong with doing that. You're not going to get in the way of everyone. No air traffic control is going to tell you to speed up. Looks like that's raining straight through our path. Look at that.
Speedbird 45 Echo Mike, turn left heading 300 degrees, when established localized level 27 left, descent to flight path.
Left heading 300 degrees, when established 27 left, descend with the glide. Just confirm cleared altitude 5,000 feet at 45 Echo Mike.
45 Echo Mike, apologies, descent to altitude 4,000 feet.
Then altitude 4,000 feet, at 45 Echo Mike.
Go correction approach to pass the cargo and form confirm we're go visual to 7 left or we're continued to 7 wide.
I need to do a visual shift to 7 left please, correction pass cargo 04 Mike.
Second.
Speedbird 45 Echo Mike, speed 160 knots, maintain 240.
So for anyone just joined us, we're now on the descent into London Heathrow. We are going to begin our approach in a moment, and we are aiming for flight level 130 at Hazel, at which point ATC should pick us up and give us further clearances. Logan, update 5 is out on the 27th of this month, 27th of July. Space Channel, welcome back, good to see you.
Approach Elephant cargo 04 Mike, request miss approach.
Santa Cargo 04 Mike, roger. Turn right, heading 345.
Turn right heading 345, Cargo 04 Mike.
Santa Cargo 04 Mike, continue the right turn, heading 075.
Heading 075, Cargo 04 Mike.
Yakovic, no, I didn't actually post this one in the Discord. I was in a rush to get this sorted, as I really need to be done for not much after 1500 Zulu hours, which is in around 25 minutes time. So I believe we're now flying over the Isle of Wight. Is that the Isle of Wight there? Yep, Isle of Wight. Didn't know if that was mainland England, but it's not. Andrew, good afternoon. You can see the rain, can't you? Dropping out of the clouds. After we have landed, and that is on 27 left, then we will be vacating to the right onto Alpha and then going left, taxiing towards terminals 5A. Cheeky little rainbow.
Turn right heading 180 degrees, descend towards 3,000 feet.
180 degrees and descend 3,000.
Looks like the rain's bang over the airport as well.
Turn further right heading 230 degrees, will establish localizer, will be 27 left, descend to the block.
Turn left at 230 degrees, descend 3,000 feet, and we'll descend to the Great Madrid Istanbul. Confirm.
Cubic 701 Victor, contact Heathrow ground, 21.7.
21 put in by now, thanks, Alpine.
Cubic 45 Echo Mike, the wind 230 degrees, 15 knots, runway 27 left, speed slow.
Clear land 27 left, speed at 45 Echo Mike.
Shuttle 19 Tango, fly heading 13.
With the clouds that we're about to go through and the rain, we'll get the de-ice on.
Heathrow, good afternoon, Easyjetsimpilot at flight level 130.
Easy225, shift for director, low, descend, flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100, Easy225.
Heathrow direct, speed about 459 with you descending flight level 90, turn to flight level 70, welcome.
Speed is 49, approaching 459, shift for director, hello, descend flight level 80, leave Ockham, heading 075.
So that's Nick, we can hear, who departed before us back in Madrid.
Shuttle 19, tanker 28 miles, runway 27 left, descend towards 4,000 feet, QNH 1002.
We pushed back 1 hour 32 minutes ago, we've been airborne for 1 hour 22 minutes. And our descent profile looked great.
And speed 160 knots to Chicago 04 Mike.
And here's flight level 130 coming up. 10 miles from Hazel.
Confirm descent in flight level 50 for seat first.
Negative 3225, descend flight level 90.
Descend flight level 90, seat first.
And I get the feeling it's about to get very dark.
250 degrees, 16 knots, runway 27 right, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 27 right to Chicago 04 Mike.
Let's turn the intake lighting up, shall we? Let's get the seatbelt signs on as we head down. Approach checklist. Minimums are set both sides. Engine mode select. Norm. Electronic flight bag is stowed. We've briefed our approach and our taxi in. Alt start. 13,000 feet.
Seatbelt is securely fastened and return to your seats immediately if you are not already seated. Infant seatbelts are provided for our passengers travelling with small children. Please ensure that they are secured safely and ask a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. The toilets will now go out of use.
And at LS001 there is a speed restriction of 250 knots.
Once seated, please find the airline magazine in the front pocket, providing you with lots of information about the channels and the perks of becoming a channel member. Thank you.
Shuttle 19 at Tango 10 right, heading 175.
Heading 17, Shuttle 19.
And Shuttle 19 Tango speed 180 knots.
180 knots.
Heathrow Director, good afternoon, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, flight level 130 overhead Hazel.
Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, Heathrow Director, hello, give me a call back in 5 minutes.
Wilco 34 Alpha Mike. Still too early for him. We're on the approach now, which is why it's just courtesy to let him know that we're on our way. He can see where we are, but he's got a lot to deal with, so don't mind that. We're just continuing the approach. And we can start that descent now down to Ockham at flight level 70. And that speed restriction coming up in about 10 miles. So let's set that now. Speed 250 knots.
Shuttle 19 Tango 10 right, heading 240 degrees, descent to altitude 4, flight pressure 3,000 feet. 17 stop landing, on with 27 left, descent to the ground.
Correction, Shuttle 19 Tango 240 on the heading, and it's established on the localized and set flight past 10 knots.
Speed 459 at 27 miles, 27 left, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1006.
104000, QNH 1002, speed 459.
That's 45 Echo Mike, on Apple.
245 Echo Mike, Roger, taxi Alpha.
RPBC, hello?
Ground 117, that's 45 Echo Mike, come on.
Don't think we're going to see too much now until we pop out of the clouds, hopefully on the ILS. I think the cloud base was about 4,000 feet. Either way, we've got our Madrid fans into London. Well, that might be a bit premature, we haven't landed yet. But our Madrid fans will be hopefully down on the ground safely at London Heathrow with time to get through customs
Left heading 360,
and over to Wembley Stadium.
Shuttle 19 English, not speed 160 knots, maintain 240.
Pilot Leon, someone's released the EasyJet chocolates, have they?
Shuttle 19 Tango, thank you very much. Speed wind 230 degrees, 17 knots, 27 knots, clear for that.
Confirm 27 left, lined up on 27.
Just confirm seatbelt signs are already on.
Project Little at runway 27. Thanks very much for your shuttle.
Easy 225, leave Ockham, heading 075. Descent flight level 80. Leave Oscar Kilo, heading 075 and descent flight level 80, easy to first. Speed 34 Alpha Mike, here the director.
Speed 34 Alpha Mike, go ahead.
34 Alpha Mike, here the director, hello, descent flight level 80, leave Ockham, heading 075.
Descent flight level 80 and leave Ockham 075. Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike. Confirm 27 left in use for landing.
27 left for landing.
Roger, 34 Alpha Mike.
Approach hello passenger, moving from Madrid to the cargo terminal. When it stops log line, 27 left, descend to the ground.
Okay, I'm going to arm the approach phase, so that's all done.
Speed 45 round, turn left heading 290 degrees, when established log line, over 27 left, descend to the ground.
Little bug there where the aircraft wanted to take me elsewhere. Let's get back going towards Ockham, shall we? And
Start cargo 04 Mike, taxi right for now.
confirm Ockham, nav, slowing that descent. And we'll be at Ockham in 5 miles. We're going to leave Ockham. And we also want to now slow down maximum speed of 220.
Speed 220 knots. So descent 4.
Here comes the rain.
And QNH 1003, easy to track. Speed 45 now, the QNH is now 1003, turn further left heading 245, descend to altitude 3000 feet.
QNH update 1003.
Descending to altitude 3000 and, sorry, what for heading?
245.
And 245, speed go 459.
And we're going to leave Ockham now, heading 075.
4 Alpha Mike, speed 220 knots.
220 knots, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Speed 459, speed 180 knots, maintain to 60 m.
Speed 180 to 60 m, speed 459.
So with the use of TCAS, we can now actually see all of the other aircraft that are coming in. If I just turn the weather radar down a little bit, there we can see all the traffic coming into London Heathrow. Awful weather, but nice and realistic.
Speed 34 Alpha Mike, 28 miles, 27 left, descend to altitude 4000 feet, QNH 1003.
Descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1003, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Speed 459, other says from 230 degrees, 15 knots, from 27 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 27 left, speed 459.
225, speed 180 knots. Speed 180 knots, easy to track.
Just having some frame rate issues there. Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, confirmed descent to altitude 4,000.
A firm, speed 34 Alpha Mike.
Roger, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Into 225, turn left heading 295, descend to altitude 3000 feet, clear ILS, runway 27 left. Turn left heading 295.
Logan, I have the 1660 as well, that's what you're seeing right now. So, not really talking too much during this stage of the flight, guys. I'm monitoring a lot of different things. And listening for ATC calls as well.
Director, speedbird 5 now with you, hold the air where testing from the point of typing.
Speed 569, clear for director, hello, taxi left and link 21, hold off 3.
Left and link 21, holding out from speedbird 569.
Tank indicated runway 27.
Shot 1 and Tango, roger, taxi right and Alpha, underground 121.7.
Roger, right on Alpha, ground 121.7, Tango, back to the
Speed 34 Alpha Mike, turn left heading 335.
Left heading 335, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Speed 225, speed 160 knots, maintain fuel 4 DME. Speed 160 and 4 DME with correction easy to traverse.
Okay, let's start configuring Flaps 1, speed checked.
Alpha 3, runway 27 right, clear takeoff, assessing 230 degrees, 15 knots.
Clear for takeoff, Seabird 569.
We need to continue that descent down. Don't get to sightsee much of London today with this weather.
Easy, cruising speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, speed 180 knots.
180 knots, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike. Right, so let's put a bit of airspeed. We're going to need that, the speed brakes. Once we drop below 200 knots, we'll go flaps 2. We're going to level out as well in a minute, so that's going to help slow us down. There we go. Flaps 2, speed checked. Flaps 2, not flaps 3, that's my fault, I pulled the lever a little bit too far.
Turn up heading 290 degrees, when establishment of correction, turn up heading 290 degrees, descend 3,000 feet, when establishment of line at 27 left, descend of the climb.
Left heading 290 degrees and cleared the ILS and descend with the glide to 27 left, speed with 34 Alpha Mike.
34 Alpha Mike, confirmed descent to 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, speed with 34 Alpha Mike. And we've got glide slope start, lock start.
230 degrees, 15 knots, 27 left, stay to left.
Clear to land, 27 left, TCE 25.
Speed with 459, taxi left on Alpha, contact ground, 121.
Autopilot 2 engaged.
Left on Alpha and contact ground 121.75. Speed about 459.
Speed 569, report your passing altitude.
11 miles out.
Speed 569, roger, flying flight level 80.
Coming flight level 80, speed about 569.
HD, good afternoon.
Ground, speed about 459.
HD, no, he told us to maintain 180 knots.
Speed 459, you still direct.
So I was in managed speed until we got down to 180 knots.
That was right, speed with 34 Alpha Mike, speed 160 knots or less, maintain to your 4 days.
160 knots or less, maintain till 4 or less. Maintain till 4 DME, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Heathrow director, good afternoon, speedbird 736.
We'll start slowing down, we're at 9 miles.
Speed with 569, fly heading 180 degrees, climb flight level 170.
Radar altimeter is alive. Missed approach altitude is already set, 3,000 feet.
Director, good afternoon, speedbird 736, holding Titan.
Speed with 736, Heathrow director, hello, taxi Alpha, hold Alpha 3.
Taxi Alpha, hold Alpha 3, speedbird 736.
So 160 knots or less, we can continue to go down to our final approach speed. Hoping these clouds have cleared, because METAR said it was 4,000 feet. I can't see very much at the moment, although the ground is just starting to come into view. 6 miles. Landing gear, spoilers, cabin, get rid of those, lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be relieved to know we are about to land. Please make sure
Flaps 3
your belts fastened and your trays in the upright position.
and flaps 4.
Turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
Approach checklist. Cabin is secured for landing. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude 3,000 feet. Set ECAM memo landing. No blue.
45, Heathrow director, hello, taxi left Alpha, hold up 3.
Taxi left on Alpha, hold short Alpha 3, American 45.
25, taxi left on Bravo, hold short Echo.
Left on Bravo and hold short Echo, easy to try.
Stupid 34 Alpha Mike, the wind 230 degrees 15 knots, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 27 left, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
Speedbird 569, resume our navigation direct Heathrow.
Right, well that airport, that autopilot is staying on for a little while.
Could you repeat those directly, please? Speedbird
I
569.
think we can just start to see those lights.
Okay, Max, directly marking the Delta resuming our navigation. Speedbird 569.
1000. Speedbird 569, thank you very much. Once again, for now
1,000 feet.
122 thanks for your service there and have a good day. Speedbird 569.
Speedbird 736 by Alpha 3, the wind 230.
Oh, in plenty of time.
By Alpha 3 is clear takeoff to 7 right, Speedbird 736.
Autopilot 1-2 disengaged, I have control.
Easy 225, correction, contact here for ground.
Watching that wind very slightly from the left.
Ground 117, easy to drive, thank you, Troy.
Track that centre line, keep an eye on those pappies, scan those instruments down below. Pappies and glide slope disagreeing. Sorry, they are agreeing, not disagreeing.
400. 300. 100 above.
American 45 behind the departing British Airways A320 by Alpha 3, line up from 227.
Back on that centre line. Continue.
Departing, after departing Airbus, American 45 City, line up and wait on runway 27 right.
20. 10. 5.
Spoilers deployed, reversers on. And decel. 70 knots, reversers off. Let's clear the runway.
Super 34 Alpha Mike, continue rolling towards November 6.
Ladies and gentlemen,
November 6, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
the crew will now commence preparing the aircraft for the boarding. Can passengers
American
please
45,
remain in
runway
your
27 right, clear takeoff, the wind 236 15
captain
knots.
turns off the seatbelt signs. You may now turn on your phones and electronic devices.
Super 3 Alpha Mike, hold position, taken hold position.
Fly with us today, and please consider
Hold position, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike.
receive extra benefits on your future flights with us. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Confirm takeoff clear for American 45 City.
American 45 with a firm with 27 right.
Oh, there's a major mess. I think we turned off, hadn't we? Before he told us to continue rolling towards November 6.
36 with watch passing altitude.
Passing 1,500, Speedbird 736.
736, thank you very much. Climb flight level 100.
Climbing flight level 100, Speedbird 736.
So November 6, I can't bring the chart up at the minute, but November 6 is the next taxiway along. We've come off at November 5.
735 heading 230 degrees, climb flight level 170.
That's heading 230 and
If they'd have wanted me to roll that far, they should perhaps have told me a little sooner than during our vacating the runway.
Cargo here for me, request permission for crossing runway 27 left.
So, sorry, last everybody stand by, break speed 736, confirm, climb flight level 170.
Thank you very much, left heading 230 and climbing flight level 170, Speedbird 736.
And Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike awaiting further taxi.
Speed 34 Alpha Mike, taxi left and Alpha, contact ground 121.7.
121.7 and left on Alpha, Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike. Maybe the ground controllers can tell us what we should do.
5 extra cross runway 27 left, once vacated, taxi span 616 via Sierra.
Well, that'll make Flight Sim's best bits. Heathrow ground, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, vacated 27 left, turning left now on Alpha.
Speedbird 34 Alpha Mike, Heathrow ground, welcome to Heathrow. Taxi Alpha, stand 511.
Taxi Alpha, stand 511, speedbird 34 Alpha Mike. HD, yeah, I wouldn't have expected to see an aircraft coming towards me on Alpha following this runway being in use. That's what Bravo is used for.
We have information Delta on board, QNH 1003, and aircraft type is Airbus
HD, that's why you don't have a PC. you'd be kicked off the network.
Heathrow ground, good afternoon.
What I may do is drop him a private message once we have once we have taxied.
Flight level 370, 35, speaker 5202.
Roger, I'll update your flight plan. Seabird 502. Seabird 502, clear to Lisbon. Goxie 2 Foxtrot departure, squawk 2270.
So 511 is going to be right at the end, isn't it?
Lisbon via the Goxie 2 Foxtrot departure and squawking 2270, speaker 502.
Seabird 502, correct.
Nick, so were you on ground frequency when that happened?
Good afternoon, Speedbird 179.
Should probably get these lights off as well, shouldn't I? In all the excitement, we forgot to turn those off.
Sierra 179, Heathrow ground, good afternoon. Clear to JFK, Compton 3 Foxtrot departure, squawk 7657.
Clear JFK, Compton 3 Foxtrot 7657, Speedbird.
And look at that, the weather's cleared up now. Beautiful.
179 correct.
So it's going to be Alpha all the way to, let's see, that's Alpha, that's Delta, the next one should be Charlie, and then it is the next after that. Nick, right, okay, so he was on the wrong taxiway, which begs the question why ground didn't tell him to hold his position. Okay, this is link 5-1, and then right after that HD, yeah, will do. I love the realism of these handcrafted airports. Right, taxi stand 511. I don't know if we've got actual markings on here, so I'm going to have to count jetways now, aren't I? I'll certainly count parking stands. So let's have a look. We've got 518, 517, 516, 515 in close succession. So let's see, that's 518. 517, 6, 5 will be just here. 514 and 13 is just there. 512, and then I'm guessing 511 is going to be the left turn. Just in a second. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be behind this aircraft actually. So I believe it's going to be this one just here.
Ground, good afternoon, this is Discovery 502. Have you the information Delta Water was clear to Copenhagen, please?
Scandinavian 502, Heathrow ground, good afternoon. Just report your stand number.
Wayne, yeah, I'll not take that personally. As we did, we took the scenic route in Chicago yesterday.
Lewis stand 232 for Scandinavian 502 heavy.
Scandinavian 502 heavy. Clear to Copenhagen, Bringwas Park 7 Foxtrot departure.
Clear to Copenhagen. Are they sending the Denmark fans home already? Well, that's probably a good idea. Right, let me just clear the air traffic control frequency. There we go. Right, let me have a quick look then, HD, at that chart. Oh, hang on, let me shut down engines. In fact, I'm not going to shut down engines. There's a reason I'm going to leave the engines running, and I'll also come off VATSIM because I've got a replay lined up. So let's just disconnect. Thanks to everyone who flew along on VATSIM with us today. They're now all gone. Let me quickly open up that Navigraph chart. Let's have a quick look. 27 left. Just let that load. Where's that gone? Where has that gone? Is that the one? Is this 27 left? Oh no, that's 27 right, because originally we were 27 right and then it changed. Bear with me 1 second, HD. Open that charts list. 27 left. There it is. Right, so there's the approach for 27 left. Right, okay. Yeah, my apologies, HD. That's why I had got 3,000 feet set. I had got the missed approach altitude 427 right in the box, and it should be 2,000 feet as 27 left. The runway change got missed. I don't even need to read that missed approach very carefully there, HD. I can see it's in great big whopping letters. 2,000 feet, and then when passing over 6 DME from the London VOR, climb without delay to 3,000. But that explains why I got the wrong missed approach in, which could have been a problem given that the weather only cleared up at the very last minute, didn't it? But hey ho, thankfully we are down. I'm not going to say down safely. We were down safely. Sadly, none of the fans are making it to the football match tonight. They're all off to St James's Hospital with severe burns or friction burns or whatever you want to call it, because of a lost aircraft taking the wing off the off the top of our cabin. Anyway, as I say, we have a we have a replay that I should be able to show you. Just bear with me 1 second. Sadly, the replay will not replicate the aircraft that dissected us halfway through that. Let me just find the correct replay for you. That is the one. And let's hit play. Hopefully this should work. Oh, self-loading cargo. Sorry, passengers. Well, that's the screaming sound they should have given me when we got dissected on the runway. Let's just turn off those. Let's just zip forward a little bit with regards to the replay, because I started that a little bit far out. We're still at 7,000 feet at this point. So let's just turn on to that ILS. Oh, maybe not that quickly. There we go. We'll press play there and go to the passenger view. Sadly though, with that weather, you're not going to see very much, are you? Never mind. Oh well, aside from the little action at the end, that has been a really really good flight. Nice departure out of Madrid, and it was cloudy, wasn't it? Very cloudy. And then we got some nice views over France. Coming in down into London seemed great till we hit this cloud layer, and well, this is the weather right now. So I don't know if it's like that in real life. Oh, which football stadium's that? That's not Wembley. Which one's that one? Not noticed that before. Is it Chelsea? I'm sure someone's going to correct me. I'm trying to look and peer through the clouds to see if I can work out. It just looked like blue seats. Could be anywhere, couldn't it? London Heathrow is not London Heathrow. Wembley is over on our right, so we should see that in in a moment if I switch to the other wing view. So HD, that's a big gotcha at Heathrow because of the lot of departures at 27 right that then turn left east, which is why you need to keep low down and stay safely out of the way. Yeah, that does make sense. Where's that Twickenham? Ah, okay. I don't get down to London very often. And when I do, it's usually to go to the West End. Or London Heathrow. Just after we departed Madrid as well, we had I saw air traffic control cam online. It's such a shame they weren't there right from the very start. That would have been really neat. But never mind. Never mind. And there we are, touching down. I'll rewind that replay. We'll just have a quick look out at the right-hand window. I don't know if we'll be able to see Wembley. We can have a quick check, can't we? I'm not going to go too high up because, well, the weather's rubbish. The details at the top of the page are from Fly Live Studio. So I believe the Wembley Arch is normally seen just to the north of Heathrow, isn't it? We might just be a little bit too far out. When I was a kid, landing on the other runway, 27 right, when that was in use, there is, or there used to be, I don't know if it's there anymore, there used to be a row of hotels and there was a travel lodge, and my parents were great. For my birthday, all I wanted to do was go and sit in the hotel window of the travel lodge and watch the aircraft departing, particularly when Concorde was flying, and I'd spend hours there. I'm sure my parents were exceedingly bored, but they were good parents. Probably one of these buildings over here, actually. There's a great aircraft spotting place as well that we've just flown over, which I've stood on before and got some great photos. What's going on here? We've got some magical fairy dust coming off that coming off that crane. I've not seen that before. Wonderful. Okay, guys. Well, as always, a big thank you to all of you who have enjoyed the stream today and stuck with us for that great little flight from Madrid to London Heathrow. I'm going to leave you with one more replay. Big thanks to so many of you in this stream that have donated and contributed towards the upkeep of the channel. That is very, very much appreciated. And to the Easyjetsimpilot channel members, as always, for your continuous support. I am so grateful to you guys for that. As I say, I'm going to leave you with one final replay showing the wonderful weather as we came into London Heathrow. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Thanks very much, guys. See you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.